Okay, it is 9 o'clock, so let us start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, colleagues, wherever you happen to be dialing in from. My name is Daniela Milic. I am the HR officer with the International Civil Service Commission and also member of the UN Mental Health and Wellbeing team. And on behalf of the entire team, I would like to welcome you to this session, which is going to be a mix of a bit of a discussion, a bit of exercise, some quizzes and games, anything to get us a little bit moving. Given that we're in this post-holiday January month, which at least in the Northern Hemisphere, especially here in the Northeast of the United States, tends to be a little gray, a little gloomy. So if you feel sluggish, like some of us in our teams express that we do, or you put on some weight during the holidays, well, we just want to let you know from the outset, you are not alone. Even last year, during the summer months when we ran the UN system COVID mental health and well-being survey, over 50% of colleagues said that they experience some weight issues or difficulties in exercising given the lockdowns and what pandemic has brought on us. So, we thought January is a good month for us to reflect a little bit on our physical health and fitness, which of course in turn has benefits on our mental health and well-being. So the goal of this panel really is to discuss, what can we as the UN personnel spread around the world, what can we do during the so-called winter blues when we feel some added stress from prolonged lockdowns, confinements, increased isolation. We also see on the websites and internet proliferation of these lockdown-friendly exercises. Many people putting out videos. So on one hand, it feels like it's never been easier to exercise at home than it is now. But in reality, it's probably never been harder because we're working a lot. We are, working at home or living at work, however you look at it, depending on the day. So how do we get started? How do we get motivated? How can we exercise, without, let's say, sport clubs, gyms, yoga studios, equipment, and all the things that we had at our disposal before? How do we make it our family-friendly activity, given that our office mates now and our household roommates and family members are one and the same? What can we do to, all with the idea of aligning our body, mind, and spirit? So I cannot think of two better people to actually have on the panel today to discuss some of these questions. I'm proud to say they're both our colleagues from the UN. They're coming from two different perspectives, two different areas of expertise, both in their day job and also in their fitness activities. So we've invited them today to share with us their insights on what do they do, how they cope with the situation, and to give us some practical ways of what is possible, practical, and actionable for us to do. And of course, we promised you some fun, so we try to also incorporate some of that in the session. Just a couple of ground rules before we move on. The session will be recorded, so just wanted to inform you of that. We encourage you to turn on your cameras so that we actually can see and interact with you, but we kindly ask you to keep your microphones on mute so that we avoid any noise disruptions in that sense. We will have a couple of Slido questions and quiz questions. So if you want to have your phone or your other device ready, you may want to have that so you can join in when the time comes. And I'll have my colleague Sarah, who is also here, walk us through that in a little bit. I think that's all for the ground rules. Also, chat is open, so throughout the session, feel free to make your comments. Let us know where you're dialing from. I think that's always interesting to know who we are reaching. And also, if you have any questions, we'll try at the end to get to some of your questions. But feel free to put them through. Sarah will be monitoring the chat. So it's my great pleasure to introduce our two speakers. The first one is Ognjen Crnogorac, who comes to us from Bosnia and Herzegovina. He has been working as a security officer with the UNDSS in New York headquarters for the past 3 years. But previously, he worked in Bosnia as a police officer for 17 years and has also served in the UN peacekeeping mission in Liberia for 3 years. Ognjen has been in sports since childhood. and he currently trains jiu-jitsu at an academy in New York. He's a holder of black belt in Japanese jiu-jitsu and purple belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Besides that, he's truly passionate about fitness, and he has established his own fitness brand online. He'll tell you a bit more about that himself. Ognjen obtained a master's degree in sports science in 2018 and is currently pursuing studies in nutrition. Wow, that's impressive. Our second panelist is Ulpa Sakhardande. I hope I'm saying this correctly. She comes to us from India, and she's a fellow yogi, so I'm incredibly proud to have her here. She's been working with the UN Secretariat DGACM for over 19 years, currently working as the publishing assistant. Ulpa has been practicing yoga for over 14 years and has completed her teacher's training in 2017. She's also a certified Hatha yoga teacher. And before the pandemic, she used to teach in-person classes in New York. But after the lockdown and in association with the UN Staff Union, she has been teaching online classes twice a week. Ulpa is also passionate about yoga practice and strongly believes that it can help us to deal with work-related stress, general anxiety, and improve overall health and well-being. And as somebody who's attending her classes, I can definitely tell you that it has helped me in coping with what we're going through at this moment. So with those introductions, let me actually just go to, while they take a breath and prepare for a couple of questions we have of them. Sarah, do you want to walk us through the Slido? Is that what we have now? Or am I messing up already?
Yeah, sure, of course. So I posted a link in the chat just now. You can join the event through that. Or in a minute, I'll share my screen, which will have a QR code. So if you prefer participating through your phone, just scan it with your camera, and then we'll get right started. So I'll share my screen now. Okay, does everyone see? Okay.
I'll just give it a couple of minutes. Feel free to enter. What does physical health mean to you? Oh, we see well-being coming through, energy, happiness, longer, fuller life. Oh, that's an interesting one. Being active, clarity, vitality, happiness, self-care, being active, overall health. Thank you. It is very interesting to see when we speak about physical health, you know, what does it mean? It is not just a physical exercise, going to the gym and doing our routine, but also how it touches upon our whole life and our whole experience, and how it makes us, you know, clarity of mind. You know, we eat healthier, we sleep better, and this is very interesting to see the different perspectives of coming through, which is a really nice segue to the questions that I have for our panelists. So I'm going to start with you, Ulpa. You know, given the introduction, and given that you have your desk job, let's put it that way, and you're also a yoga teacher. Can you tell us about your approach to fitness and health and well-being in general?
Okay, so that's very simple for me. A healthy body is a healthy mind, because I truly believe our minds and our bodies, they're both connected. So if our body is unhappy, the mind is going to be unhappy. And if the mind is unhappy, the body will be unhappy. So for example, if you are worried about something, if you're anxious, if you're stressed out, it affects our physical activity, believe me. And similarly, let's say you have pain in your lower back. Where is your mind? It's going to be in that area where you're dealing the pain with. So yes, if you think about it, I truly believe that the body and the mind are interconnected. They cannot be separated. And this pandemic actually is has challenged us even more because it has challenged our bodies and our minds both. So what do we do? So for me, I have been practicing yoga. I have been teaching yoga. That gives me like great happiness to teach, to share my knowledge with my fellow colleagues actually. And practicing yoga has kept me healthy, mentally and physically as well. Now, watching my practice, watching me practice every day, I must say, even my 18-year-old teenager has been motivated to become, like, he has become a yoga practitioner as well. And at this point, he doesn't know, but unknowingly, he has gotten into something really nice. This is going to affect him in his educational career, when it comes to work, for the rest of his life. So, yeah, that's all I have to say regarding this.
Thank you very much, Ulpa. And I love this healthy mind and healthy body. We're one and the same in a way. We have different aspects and components of that. So that's a very, very good message. And also thank you for reminding me, this is one of the sessions where, often we're sitting in Teams meetings or Zoom meetings and a family member passes by or a child wants to jump in or a pet. And this is one time where you don't have to feel bad about it. As a matter of fact, we would love them to join in. Anybody that's sharing your living space with, invite them, especially in the second part of this session. We're going to get a little bit physical. So don't feel bad about it. As a matter of fact, I think we would welcome it, because one part of physical activity, that the message we want to spread around is that family can, should, and oftentimes makes it easier to be part of. So definitely want to make sure I mention that. Ogden, I want to ask you the same questions as Ulpa. Like what is your approach to fitness and health and well-being? And also, given that you have this perspective of having been in the field and having served in Liberia for a number of years and now in the headquarters, has it differed? Has your approach differed serving in different places, or what actually do you do? How do you approach it? Thank you.
First of all, please, Daniela, allowed me to greet everyone and really to thank you for having me in the panel. It's really an honor for me. I was looking something similar, and this is very perfect time to speak on this topic. And I think it's never been most better to speak loud about this one, especially with our colleagues all around. Knowing the fact what is going on for the past, even over the year. So, like you already said, from the very childhood, I was involved in sport, in different activities as a boy, then later on growing up, getting older, getting wiser, I was able to learn, educate myself in that field. And I was being like a teenager, let's say, I was a little bit more serious in sport. And that's when I realized that sports is not just physical activity. It is way more than that. And later on, like back in my country, 2008, I started to work with the athletes, with boys and girls, which were totally different ages. It was very interesting population to work with. Later on, I was schooling myself, educating, and I realized how important it is when it comes to the physical fitness, physical well-being, let's say, how important it is to connect actually mental preparations and all of this. I must say, with my athletes back in the days, I've had a lot of success thanks to that. I was trying to prepare my athletes, not just physically, but mentally too. And thanks to that, I was having very good results for that one. So saying that, I want to stress out that according to my opinion, and I can also agree with Ulpa, there is no physical health without mental health. And I truly believe that, and opposite, of course. To be physically active, you really have to have a wish, have to have some sort of motivation, and you have to have certain goals, right? in order to establish those goals, you have to be really physically healthy in order to get through that. As you mentioned, I was fortunate enough to serve in a peacekeeping mission back in the days from 2011 to 2014. I was part of UNMIL mission in Liberia. And I must say that that time I experienced some sort of partial lockdown. So I totally understand that people sitting in the field, working in the field, if I may say, they experienced some kind of partial lockdown even before pandemic ever started, right? So as you probably know, being in the field, you are limited with space, limited with moving, right? We have curfew hours and all of this. So I remember the time, like being with a couple of colleagues in very remote area in Liberia, you know, and not having any sort of equipment to make myself busy and to exercise. You know, I needed to improvise. And I must say, fortunately or unfortunately, I grew up in post-conflict country, you know, coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina and spending my childhood in the war and after the war. Unfortunately, I developed some sort of like, I would say like surviving skills and some skill set which gave me that power to know how to improvise. Whenever I find myself in some difficult situation or when I'm limited, I really learn how to improvise. So coming to whatever is surrounding us today, it was kind of a little bit easier for me because I was able to adapt myself, to adapt my family onto the new conditions, and thanks God, so far, so good.
Thank you very much, Ognjen, and thank you for sharing also your personal story and for reminding us also what our colleagues, particularly in hardship locations, go through as part of their daily life. I mean, if COVID has now unified us in the situation of sort of confinement and lockdowns, but many of our colleagues are in this day in and day out. So that's very, very interesting and very good reminder for us. But also you said something very interesting: when you find yourself in difficult situations, and maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe global, maybe not, is this digging deep to your own resources and improvise, adapt is I guess putting emphasis of not on what we don't have, because the list will be very long, but on what we have around us and how we can actually find ways to adapt to the situation. That's very good, and I like the idea of like everything starts with the mind, like the motivation and getting started somewhere. I think for the question, let me actually ask now. You know, we touched upon a little bit about lockdowns and confinements, and especially what you experienced in the field. So one of the effects of lockdowns has also been closings of gyms. And when we think of physical activities, we tend to think of places where we go to exercise. But this, you know, no gym, no problem seems to be your modus operandi. You can be spotted in the parks around the city, you know, exercising with a bench or with a tree or just with your own body. So, you know, can you tell us a little bit about that? Like, what is your secret recipe? How do you stay fit, and how do you sort of make your environment work for you, even if you don't have your gym?
Sure. Maybe it's a good moment to say I'm really proud on it that I'm 39 now. And so far, like in my life, I never paid any single membership to any gym in Bosnia, Liberia, even now here. So thanks to that, you know, I think I learned how to improvise. Like I said, coming from the post-conflict country taught me that one. But I must come back a little bit to the motivation, you know. I learned throughout the years working with athletes, not just athletes, but regular people, my colleagues. I learned that people have a little bit wrong perception when it comes to the motivation. People always think, I need the motivation to start something to get some results. You know, I believe it's slightly different. It still includes these three components, but again, if people wants to motivate themselves, you know, they don't need to get motivated and then to start doing something. I believe that you must take action, that you really must start doing something in order to get a little bit of results, which will motivate you to again repeat this circle. And then you're going to stay motivated. Normally, people say to me, how you get so motivated? Please, can you motivate me? Let's exercise together. After a couple of days, when they experience some sort of difficulties, normally people give up, which we don't want. Anybody of us doesn't want that one. So when it comes to motivation, I will just put it that way. Take action. Just take a little bit of action. Walk. Do whatever it is possible. Just go. Like you said, yes, I'm exercising all around the place. I'm going to the park. When it was total full lockdown, I was sitting in my apartment looking around myself, and I was like, this cannot work like this, because I must take some actions. I must take some actions, not because of me. I was pretty much fit that time, but because of my family. I have 2 daughters. I have my wife right here. We are far from my families. We communicate just through all these tools like we communicate now, and it's not enough, right? So I was like, listen, I must do something. So I took some actions, and I felt on my family this process. I motivated them through these actions, and they stayed motivated throughout the actions. We got some results. So thanks God, now they exercise with me, believe it or not. My daughter, one is 9, another one is only 2 years old, my wife. All of them exercise with me. Sometimes they're assisting me, sometimes they're recording me, sometimes they're helping me, but most of the time they are kind of like getting busy with me. Yes, improvisation to me is a key, especially now in these days. Yes, you don't have access to your gym, but it's not the end of the world. I think on the beginning of opening of this session, you said, listen, it looks that it's never been easier to exercise in our house. I would agree with you when you said the other sentence, never been harder. Why? Because we have so many tools. We have so many people advising us throughout the internet. Most of us are on internet like a couple of hours a day. And everybody like, hey, this is easy, do this, do that, and nobody really feel in which stage of, let's say, shape, I like to say shape, we are. So that's why I'm saying you are the one who have to take the actions. I must remember one sentence which I read like last year, I believe, that late Steve Jobs said, you can employ people to make money for you. You can employ people to drive car for you, but you cannot employ people to lay in a bed and take a sickness for you. And I add something like this. You cannot employ people to make you fit to exercise for you. So you are the one who must take action. And that's why I'm always saying, yes, I can receive advice from Sarah, from Daniela, from Ulpa, do this and that. But on the end of the day, I'm the one who have to take the action. So when it comes to advices and all of these things, please, guys, be careful with this. This is my piece of advice. Be careful with this one, because I'm on this side of the screen, and I know what are my limitations. And you are on that side of the screen. And honestly, I really don't know even close what are your limitations. So it's better to be careful when it comes to taking these advices and all of this. But to take action, yes, of course. Just go out there, walk a couple of minutes. It will give you results. And one more thing before I finish, please. I've read that there is 6 doctors in the world, and all of these 6 doctors are very free. So no need for insurance, no need for money, no need for prepays and whatsoever. And I will name them, and I will end whatever I was trying to say. So first one is sunlight. Very first one is sunlight. Go out there, take a deep breath, take some sun, and you will feel better. This is not the floskel, this is the truth. Second is rest. We must be well rested. Whatever we do, we must take well rest. It is very important. Exercise. I would say third one and the most important. Exercise. Whether you do yoga, whether you walk, whether you run, whether you do some heavy weights, whether you do some high intensity type of workouts or whatever, just do some action and exercise. And it will make you feel better. I am sure 1000%. Fourth one is diet. We must take care of what we eat. That one is even more important than exercise, but I must put exercise on the first place. And another one, which is fifth one, is self-confidence. We have to have self-confidence to start doing something. We cannot wait for someone to come to grab us for our hand and look at buddy, let's go and start doing something. No, we are the one who have to have self-confidence. And final one, we have to have friends. We have to surround ourselves with people who have similar or same goals like us. That's way, if we put all of this together, we will live happy and healthy life. That is my message to everyone.
Wow, I mean, that was very inspirational. I'm even frantically taking notes here because, I mean, I did say you were passionate, but I just got to hear and see another side of you, and I definitely didn't know what you're going to say, but I think that was very inspirational. And one thing I take away from this is like change starts with me. Nobody can do it for us. And yesterday we had a very interesting session with the staff union where also our staff counselors have an amazing programs, and they also spoke about this, and Deputy Secretary General also said like it starts with us. And when we are happy and healthy, so is our family, and in turn we become productive and happy employees. So it is this circle of that. So thank you very much for bringing that. And another F in our fitness is fun and free with family and friends. I think I'm going to add, because I think there is this something about collectively joining in, collectively getting excited, going for a walk, borrowing a dog from someone just to get yourself outside. I think these small steps are very, very important. Ulpa, I'm going to continue on the same way with you. I mean, we're talking a little bit about places of exercise, but here you are a yogi who used to teach in yoga studios around, and now you are teaching yoga online, which I guess those were two concepts that didn't often go together. It was a technology-free zone for the most times before the pandemic, but now you're teaching classes online. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you adapt to the situation?
Okay, hi. So honestly, I personally love practicing yoga, and teaching is my passion. The transition was a little, I cannot say difficult. It was different teaching online. Difficult not because, if you can see behind, I already had a setup before the pandemic. So this is my little space where I practice yoga whenever. Well, at this point, it's happening every single day without failure. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it could be 15 minutes in a day. Yes. So, but I love the fact that from my space, I am able to share my knowledge, my experience, which I have learned over 14 years now. So the best part, I mean, it's a little different from, it's easier for those staff members, I mean, those people who do not want to go out. Like, let's say, for example, today, it's a cold day today. It's really windy outside. So then you don't have an excuse. You have, I'm sure all of us have a little space somewhere in the houses, in the apartments, and why not utilize it to do something for ourselves, for our bodies, actually. So and to be honest, when I see my students, our staff members, actually, our colleagues, I see their happy faces. I see the progress in them. I see their smiling faces after the classes. I feel it's really worth it. It's a great feeling, honestly. It's a great sense of achievement for me personally, and especially because I have seen the benefits. I have experienced the benefits of yoga. We actually started as a small group in the UN to practice yoga. That was 14 years back. We started practicing during our lunch hour. It was challenging. Honestly, I was not too fond of it because I used to be hungry. I used to be starving at that time. That's my lunch hour. But I was a very shy person, and I was too shy to say no to my colleagues, no to join the group. So I continued to go there. I continued to practice yoga, and then I started seeing the benefits. I had more energy. I started losing weight. That was not my goal, honestly, but I see the benefits. I have more energy. I lost weight, and today, from being a very quiet introvert person, here I am talking to all of you, teaching yoga twice a week. So it's a great thing. In fact, later on, I will show you a few things. Like, let's say you don't want to go out; it's too cold outside. There is still things you can do sitting on a chair while you're working. Take a break every half an hour. Do a few movements. For your joints, your hands. It could be your fingers. We are on our devices all the time, so the fingers get tired. The wrists start to hurt. We get carpal tunnel problems. The neck, the lower back, the shoulders. Believe me, there's so much. It goes on and on. So I'm just looking forward to showing you a few of the things that you can do in order to feel better physically. And obviously, like I said earlier, physically, once you start feeling better, mentally you'll feel great. You'll feel awesome. So, to you, Daniela.
Thank you very much, Rulpo, and thank you also for sharing your own journey, which is, I find, very inspiring, and it touches upon that thing about being in a community, and it maybe starts small, but here you are now reaching out to people far and wide, and then one of the doctors that Ogden mentioned, self-confidence, how it, and yoga certainly has helped me kind of come out and be more embracive of myself rather than thinking, oh, do I look kind of funny when I'm doing pose A or B? You become a bit more about what does it do and what does it project rather than is it perfectly aligned with whatever, and sometimes perfection is the enemy of good, but starting small somewhere, and even in confinements of your own home. Then I think we got one comment from Julia in the chat about, we have many colleagues out there living in very small apartments or even in containers or even in places where even the floor space, let alone any equipment, even that comes at a high price. So when we look at the exercise portion now, I'm like, maybe you can touch upon that. And I know, Ulpa, you're gonna actually do some chair exercises where we don't even need a mat. And what are some of the maybe household things or books as weights? So what are some of the things that we can do, being mindful that even in New York, I mean, we live in a very, very small confined places because we didn't choose our places to be our offices and our gyms. We chose these places to live because we knew we could go outside and do other things. So this is just another sobering reminder of the times we live in and how do we do the best to cope and stay healthy in our minds so we don't go totally ballistic with everything going on. So thank you very much for grounding us, if I can say that to a yogi. Thank you for grounding us, but also uplifting us to believe that with small steps we can actually get somewhere. I think I want to pause here and turn back to Sarah to maybe just get us a little bit involved with getting audience involved with like a little quiz, because those two individuals you just heard from, Ogden and Ulpa, have kindly agreed to offer a free session or consultation or exercise, whatever they're going to come up with you, to the two lucky winners of the quiz we're going to have. So I'm going to invite all of you who are on the call to get your devices ready to join in on Slido. So Sarah, would you like to walk us through that, please? Oh, she's already there. See,
yeah,
you have it in the chat. Go ahead.
If you want to join with your computer, just click the link. And if not, you can click the link that's on my screen, which I'll share shortly. And just note that it is timed, and timing will be a tiebreaker if there are people with the same score. So try to answer quickly. These are very short questions. So let's get started.
That's great. We have quite a few people joining. Just so you know that me and the members of my team are not actually playing. We're there from the first Slido question. So we're going to sit this one out since we do know the answer to the question. So we're going to make this fair and transparent. Are the questions coming up, Sarah, or are they on site?
Oh, Sarah's muted.
Oh, sorry about that. I was just reading out the first question, which is, how does physical health affect mental health? Most people said all of the above, and the correct answer is all of the above.
Excellent. Well done, everybody.
So we'll move on to the second question. Jiu-jitsu is a food dish, a martial art, a celebrity, an Olympic sport. So which one is jiu-jitsu? Okay, yeah, we once again have most people saying a martial art. And the correct answer is a martial art. Jiu-jitsu is a martial art. Okay, we'll move on to the third question, which is, if it's been decades since you exercise on a regular basis, starting now won't do much to boost memory and brain power. Is that statement true or false? So most people have said that the statement is false, and the correct answer is false. So we have one more question left. So this might be a tiebreaker, so get ready. The last question is, the older we get, the less we need to exercise. Is this statement true or false? Okay, yeah, again, most people have said that the statement is false, and the correct answer is false. So we can see the scoreboard to see who the two lucky winners will be, and Daniela, maybe you can announce them.
All right, so this was a tough and tight race. The number of people who got all the questions right is great. So congratulations to Sylvie Uzidan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Wow, 32 seconds. And the next person is Jennifer G. So congratulations to both of you. Sarah will be in touch with you to get your contact details, and stick around for the rest of the session, of course, so you can actually get a taste of Olpa's yoga practice and Ogden's fitness part. So you can then choose which one of these panelists would you like to have a one-on-one session with. So thank you very much to all of you who participated, and congratulations on very good knowledge and understanding that, you know, no matter how old we are, how young we are, when have we started or exercised or not, that getting physical is actually important and critical for our health and well-being. So now it's time to get physical. So I hope you brought your comfortable clothes and you can step away a little bit from your screen. So I'm going to invite Olpa to guide us through a mini, if you can call it that, a mini yoga session to show us some moves that we can do anywhere, and feel free to join in and enjoy.
Hello, everyone. So I would assume all of us are sitting down at our desks on our chairs and working. So the problem starts with neck pain, shoulder pain, wrist pain. So what I'm going to show you a few movements to lubricate our joints. Even you could do this the first thing in the morning as soon as you wake up, or maybe let's say you're waiting, you don't have to be sitting down on a chair. You're waiting for your coffee to be made in the kitchen. You're standing right there, and you can start off right there. So let us begin from the neck, and we'll work our way down to the toes. So sit tall on your chairs, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, complete one cycle of breath. And as you breathe in now, look up towards the ceiling, keeping your chest well lifted. Look up, shoulders back, back relaxed, chest is lifting up. And as you exhale, slowly come back to the center and then look down towards the floor. So once again, let's repeat this. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, slowly bring your head down and look down towards the floor without collapsing your chest, without collapsing your spine. Come back to the center. Come back to neutral. Now turn your head to look towards your right, look over your right shoulder as you breathe in. Come back. Exhale. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale. Come back to the center. Let's repeat it again. Over the right shoulder. Sit tall at all times. Keep your mind focused, passive. Exhale and breathe in and come back to the center. Let's do just one neck rotation because our time is limited. So let's do one neck rotation. So as you exhale, look down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in. Turn your head over your right shoulder and up towards the ceiling. And exhale as you come down. Do not forget to breathe. Breathing is very important. Breathe in, come back to the center. So coordinate your movement. The movement should be slow, no jerks, and coordinated with the breath. It's very important to continue to breathe at all times. So similarly, you can do this. You can reverse the cycle. So which I will, let's do this the other way around. Exhale, look down, breathe in, and one full rotation of your neck. Look down towards the floor. Keep your chest lifted. Lift your chest higher up as you bring your head back to the center. Bring your hands in front of you. Spread all your fingers. Inhale. And make a tight fist. Exhale as you release your fingers. Inhale, make a tight fist. Once again, exhale, inhale, hold on to the fist. Now, from here, you will work on the wrist. So let's make rotations of the wrist. 1, 2, 4, and 5 circles, and then let us reverse. 5 times on the other side. Don't forget to breathe. Continue to breathe. Once you stop, turn your palms to face the ceiling, spread all your fingers, and as you inhale, bring your fingertips to touch your shoulders. We're working on our elbows now. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, pause. Once you're here, pause. Take your arms up towards the ceiling, bring it down, up, down. So I actually was reading someone's comments, somebody who doesn't have space in the apartment. You could be sitting down on the bed, standing in the kitchen. Okay, pause right here, turn your palms out, bring them out to the in line with the shoulders, your arms in line with the shoulders, and then inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's work with the chest now. Inhale, arms in front, exhale, inhale, exhale, and let's just relax from here, relax. So you could be doing this even if you don't have room in your apartment. You could be doing this anywhere. You could be standing, you could be sitting down. Now, everybody, bind your fingers in front of your chest, turn your palms around. When we turn the palms around, make sure you lock your elbows. Some of us, it is hard to lock the elbows. When I say lock the elbows, you have to reach out with those wrists. So you have to lock your elbows, inhale, and go up with your arms. When you go up with your arms, what are we trying to do is create a vertical space in our bodies. Exhale, come down. Yoga is about balance, it's about creating space in the body. Now, when you take your arms up, you do create a vertical space in the front body on the side. Now, what is your back doing? Always keep your mind aware and passive at the same time, at all times. So, are you pushing your spine forward? Are you pushing your chest and your waist forward? In that case, just relax a little bit. Go back. Arms up, exhale, and come down. Now, you could. The next movement that I'll show you is for your lower back. Okay? Then bring your hands, your fingertips would be touching the floor or maybe not touching the floor. But this is a great release for your lower back. Let your head hang down, neck hanging down. So when you do this, when your head and neck is hanging down, your neck muscles start to lengthen. They move away from your shoulders and they free up that area. Now walk your hands over your right leg. If you're not over your right leg, so that your chest is over your right thigh. Come back to the center and move on to the left. So this time, your midline, your chest is over the left leg. Breathe in, come back to the center and sit up. Okay. Now some of us, maybe we start getting knee problems. What do? Very simple movement for your knee joints is you lift your leg up, you lift your right leg up and bring your thigh closer to your chest, just like this. And now we're going to lubricate the knee joint as well. Up and down. Straighten the leg, bend. Straighten, bend. One last time, bend and release. This is something, if you have old parents at home, even they can do it. So switch legs, straighten your left leg, bend your left leg, straighten and bend, straighten, 4 and 5 and release. Sit back on the chair, and let's do some ankle rotations. Exactly like how you did for your knees. Ankle rotations in one direction, point the toes towards each other and spread them apart. And then similarly, you reverse it. So you decide how long you want to do it. Listen to your body. See what your body feels on that particular day. You can do it 4 times, 5, 6, up to 10 times. Relax for a moment, and then we can even exercise our toes. So right here, as you sit back on your chair, you can spread your toes, squeeze them together. Spread them, squeeze them. Spread them, squeeze them together. 4 and 5. And release, relax. So these are just a few things. Believe me, there's many more. I wish I had more time. There's many more. But since the time is limited, I could, this is all I could show you. So hope you remember all of them. If not, you can always contact me. You can email me. Reach out on the email if you have any questions. And also you feel free to join the yoga classes every Tuesday and Friday at 12. So
thank you so much, Rulpa. That was, wow, even my feet were cracking as I was doing that. So thank you very much. This is very, very simple, but also very important. And like you said, something we can do anywhere. We will drop in the link for your classes for the colleagues that do not have the link, that it's open to anybody. So you can definitely go in and join in. This was just to give you a teaser and to really see how we really can start with something small. So if you've never done yoga before, you do yoga all the time, some days it's going to be more difficult, some days it's going to be bodies tighter in the winter, but just don't give up, just go on with it. So thank you very much, Olpa, for that. We'll see you in a little bit at the end of the class. Now that you got us all warmed up, I think Ognian is out there preparing for the next set. So Ognian, are you there?
Yes, of course, I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me very well.
We hear you well.
Okay, so as I know that we are really running out of time, so I want to put some smile on your face and to end this session in that manner. So I will involve my younger daughter. When it comes to exercises, I'm all over the internet, so you can find me on each and every platform showing up some exercises, but not with my younger daughter. So this is exclusive, and I'm going to do that with her, and I want to put some smile on your face. So let me bring her in. Say hi. Kaç bye. I'm Raj Jasper. Idem. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the first one. Let's take the second one. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take the third one. We're going to put some stress on the knees, like Upa said. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then let's do another one. Go on the top. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I hope you guys saw that. I hope my camera was good, and I hope you saw that. So now I just want to involve my wife. Just a couple of exercises to show you how you can exercise with your partner. I know it's a little bit silly. Yes, we are limited with space, but why not, right? So let me start. So we're going to do one variation of abs as a couple. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. Let's go up. We're going to motivate each other by doing lunges. Maybe Ikan can join us. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. So if you want to make your partner busy, let them lay down. Grab your ankles and let them lift their legs up so we can work on their abs. 4, 5. And now it's my payback. So if I want to put a little bit more stress on myself, I'm going to let her lay on my back. I'm lucky because she's not too heavy. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was easy. Thank you so much. Listen, I love when I'm making them busy. I hope you guys enjoyed. I can see a smile on your face, and that's what I wanted. When it comes to different types of exercises, outside, inside, whatever, please visit my website, visit my Facebook page, YouTube channel. I'm all over the internet, like I said, and feel free to contact me anytime. My YouTube channel says Sunny Rules 24/7. Sunny Rules is my brand, and 24/7 means that I'm available 24/7. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ogden. Honestly, I mean, please put the chat. Oh, I think we have it in the chat, your contact details. But what amazed me was how much your daughter actually enjoyed. I think, and I almost want to go and borrow out a kid or recruit her in the future, because that just sounded very much fun. And again, very simple. Although I'm not so sure about those leg push-ups, but I guess you have to start somewhere. So thank you so very much. This was, again, a very little flavor. Maybe we'll do a separate session when we'll do something a bit longer, because judging by the audience reactions, I think everybody really enjoyed this part. So thank you very, very much. Before we get to the end, I think we've exhausted the time in terms of Q&A. I hope we tried to incorporate some of the comments in the chat. But if you do have any questions for us and the team, please feel free to use this chat or write us at mhs@un.org. But I cannot close the session without inviting one special person who is sort of the mastermind behind all of these series that we're doing, and that's Therese Fitzpatrick. I'm not sure if she's still on the call, but she's the global lead for the UN Mental Health and Well-being Strategy, and has also kind of created a way for us to have all these various events, starting with the Mental Health Month that we did in October, with a variety of sessions we did, including on self-care, because in all of this, especially as UN employees, when we're taking care of others, keeping them safe, keeping the program delivery running, let's not forget about ourselves. So Therese, if you're there, if you would like to come in, online and say a few words, you're welcome to.
Thank you so much, Daniela, and thank you to our amazing presenters today. It was very uplifting, and it's been a fantastic start to the day, I would say. So I've got the link to the yoga course, and I'm going to find a child to throw around at some time soon. I have actually invested in kettlebells in the meantime, though, but I think kids could be more fun. So thank you to everybody for coming, and I think it is really important that we are always considering that link between physical health and mental health. I remember many years ago, so I don't know if this is anecdotal, but I feel like it's evidence that physical activity has actually been shown to be one of the key things in terms of staying healthy. And what I mean by that is people who start doing physical activity are more likely to then start eating healthily, drink less, smoke less, because, and I think it's because once you're putting in that effort, it actually makes you take other healthy habits on as well. And it was shown that if you do physical activity first, rather than trying to do other changes, then I think they call it the Trojan horse of physical health. So definitely encourage everybody to find what works for them, and it is different for everybody. But I know for myself, and I know for many people, if we actually do take the time to work out how do we keep physical activity in our routines at this time, it makes a significant difference. So thank you again to everybody for coming along today. It's great to see so many people coming along and being involved and really taking the time. So what I would encourage everybody to do is, after this session, just go and write down what's one thing I will do differently after this session. What's one piece of physical activity that really works for me that I can absolutely start incorporating into my day-to-day life, whether it is a yoga session, whether it's going for a walk every day, whether it's putting children on your shoulders and doing whatever you would like to with them. So do that. Do let us know if you come up with some innovative ideas about how you can incorporate it, because I think the most important thing at this time is that we're learning from each other. It's a whole different world we're living in at the moment. So have an idea, let us know, do incorporate something. And I thank again everybody for coming, and especially again I feel like we need a round of applause to our amazing presenters and our amazing facilitator this morning. Thank you to you all.
Thank you very much, Therese, and congratulations to our winners. Congratulations to all of you, because I think first step was also to come to this session and decide something consciously that you're going to do something about your health and well-being this year. I think that's very, very important, and that's like, Therese, I'm going to take you up on that to do one thing differently going forward, and I hope the rest of our audience will do the same. I realize we are a couple minutes over. What I would like to do is, in good tradition of any yoga practice, is to wind down the session and to close it with a bit of breathing. So we're going to stop talking in the moment. We will invite Ulpa to walk us through some of the breathing exercises. The session will end in a couple of minutes, but encourage you to, if the time permits, continue a bit more, close your eyes, have few technology-free moments, which are rare and few at this time. So just to reset yourself, have a wonderful day, stay healthy, stay happy, and may your family and everybody in your surroundings continue to stay healthy, and we'll be thinking of you. And please continue to engage with us beyond this session. Thank you very, very much. Ulpa, over to you. Namaste.
So everybody, sit tall. Keep your spine erect. And then as you exhale next, slowly close your eyes. It is very important for us to close our eyes in order to stay away from distractions. And you have to bring your awareness within. Take a deep breath in. Long, steady, soft, smooth breath in. And a soft, steady breath out. Now listen carefully. As you breathe in next, can you feel the bottom of your lungs, the middle part of your lungs, all the way till you reach your throat? And as you do that, feel those abdominal muscles below your navel moving in towards your spine. Draw your abdominal muscles in towards your spine and up towards your diaphragm now. And then slowly let go. Exhale all the way through the bottom of your lungs, and then release that grip, the engagement of your lower abdominal muscles. When you breathe in next, you should be able to hear the sound of S. It's very important to hear that sound. So breathe in, draw the muscles off of your lower abdominal towards your spine. As you fill up your lungs, your chest, and feel your chest getting fuller, expanding from the center of the size, just as a flower blooming. And then exhale all the way through the bottom as you release those muscles. Inhale deeply. The duration of your in-breath should be equal to the duration of your out-breath. And exhale, releasing those muscles in the end. The moment you stop listening to the sound, or you don't hear the sound anymore, that means you're tired, your body is tired. So you need to breathe normally for a breath or two to recover. And once again, breathe in all the way to the top of your chest Feel the chest getting broader, fuller, more receptive. And exhale slowly. Take 2 cycles of normal breathing. And now, with your eyes closed, just listen to me. What I want you to do is take your little finger, the pinky finger, and the ring finger over your eyes. Bring it to cover your eyes slowly. And then the other 2 fingers, the index finger and the middle finger, will stay on top of your forehead. Now, before you do the third thing, what you will be doing is making the sound of a humming bee. This is called Bhramari Pranayama. So the sound of the humming bee is something like this. When you do this breathing technique for 4 to 5, let's say 8 to 10 times a day, it really takes care of your nervous system. It soothes your nerve. It takes care of all the stress and anxiety in your life. So now slowly take your thumbs and cover the earlobes with your thumbs, with the tips of your thumbs. And 3 times make the sound just like a humming bee. After the third cycle, wait for a moment. Do not open your eyes right away. Wait for at least, you have to pause for at least 3 to 4 seconds and then slowly allow your eyes to open, looking at eye level. Do not look at your screens at this time. Look at eye level. And relax. And that is it. Thank you everybody for joining. So I just want to say something about the breathing techniques. The breathing actually, that's why I took 2 methods of breathing, which really helps you relax, so soothes the nerve. And especially during this time when we're all anxious, we're stressed out, these 2 methods of breathing are really helpful. You will not see the results right away, not in a day, not in 2 or 3 days. You have to continue practicing this at least for 15 to 20 days, and in order to get the benefits, in order to experience the benefits of the breathing techniques. So it's very important to breathe. Thank you.